Okay, confession time. I am one of the world's greatest procrastinators. I can put things off for Ireland. So I guess I should test and see if this view works. Okay. Okay, so we're doing another test. Okay, last one. I think I'm gonna run out of time. I'm gonna run out of time. Start walking the dogs. Oh no, they're back. And they're back. And today I've really been struggling with the idea of resistance. It felt like everything was getting in my way and the whole world was working against me to achieve the things that I was trying to get done. And I remembered that's just me making excuses. So I'm going to try and shoot this video. As you can see, I'm not in my office. One of the things that was holding me back today was the fact that we have guests staying in our house, which means my son is in my office sleeping there and on his PlayStation, so I can't shoot there. I won't be able to edit there till tomorrow, but I needed to figure something out. My wife is a prolific artist and she's absolutely amazing, puts out wonderful work. She has her own YouTube channel, which you can check out. And her studio is so full of stuff at the moment because we use it to store things in it when we go away. We've filled it up, and rather than make an excuse and not doing work, as you can see, she's just filled up her kitchen and turned it into her workspace. So I don't have any excuses. I'm just going to set up my camera and do it here. So that's first step done. Because this video is about a really important topic to me, and I think to all of us. Steven Pressfield wrote this amazing book called The War of Art. I don't know if you've seen it or heard about it. Lots of people reference it. Lots of people talk about it in podcasts. It's been out more than 20 years now, and it's really focused on how do we get over ourselves and over the things that get in the way of us to actually sit down and do the work that we need to do. I think this week I've really been feeling a resistance to making it happen. In the first part of the book, Steven Pressfield talks about resistance, and it's this idea that there's always something against us, always something stopping us, something holding us back. That could be any sort of limitation that we're allowing to get in our way. And I think as humans, we're actually really creative with coming up with solutions or alternatives or other ideas. Usually when you're working on a project or something creative, there's many different things you could work on. You might be like, oh, I need to do that today. But if there's some limiting factor or a blocker there, probably you can pivot and either attack it from another angle or try it with another medium or just take on another part of the project that maybe you weren't mentally prepared to do, but to overcome the resistance and get into it, you definitely could. During the week I was watching the video by Whirrings, who's a small channel of a music producer. I definitely recommend you go check it out. And he was talking about the 5 steps that he's taken to overcoming his resistance and getting more tracks finished. I was loving his style. He's got a great kind of visual style and a way of presenting and talking through things. It's really thoughtful and provoking. And he referenced Pressfield talking about resistance, which reminded me I had the book on my shelf. And this morning when I was doing some reading and putting down some notes, I decided to pull it out and have a look. And I think there's some amazing stuff in here. The very first section is called The Unlived Life. There's a part that says, look into your heart. Unless I'm crazy, right now a still small voice is piping up, telling you, as it has 10,000 times, the calling that is yours and yours alone. You know it, no one else has to tell you, and unless I'm crazy, you're no closer to taking action on it than you were yesterday or you will be tomorrow. You think resistance isn't real? Resistance will bury you. I've felt that so many times. I have stopped doing work. I have put it off. I've thought about it. I've dreamt about it. I've gone down rabbit holes of watching YouTube videos or reading magazine reviews for the product that's going to instantly make my workflow better or make the thing produce itself, whether that's if I'm trying to do DIY, if I'm trying to create videos, shoot photography, make music. I think there's a lot of different ways which resistance can kind of come at us. Uh, Obviously, this morning there was many different things, were slowing me down. Was I feeling tired? Was I feeling unmotivated? Was I feeling distracted? Um, and I think distractions have amplified in the last number of years through social media, notifications on our phones, always on screens, displays, notifications on our watches, everyone trying to vie for our attention. One of the biggest things stopping me from making this video is resistance saying, why would you make a video on resistance? You're always getting tripped up and failing and falling down. But how I overcome that is the fact that doing hard things is something that I've kind of built into my life at this stage, whether that's running marathons, swimming in the sea, having cold showers, getting up early, picking up a pen and writing my journal. And from that, I create what I learned through coaching is called a success bank. So I can look back and see the successes that I've had, see that I've tried this before and I've done it. And it might be that I'm in a different field or a different genre, but knowing that I've taken on an idea or a concept and seen it through. And yes, maybe it has taken a long time. Maybe there's been lots of steps and parts of the process. Maybe I could be quicker, but ultimately I'm like a lifelong learner and I'm learning through this process and I'm getting better and improving and like things are moving in the positive direction. I think I mentioned last time that I'm training for an ultra marathon, and on Wednesday I went out with Dave, who's this wonderful ultra runner who's taken me under his wing and has helped me to get ready and up to speed. And we ran 43k and it took us 6 hours. And there was times when we could have gone a different route and skipped a route over a mountain and it would have been quicker and we wouldn't have done as much climbing. But I kept choosing to go higher and longer because that's what we'd set out to do. And ultimately that was the piece that was going to give me the confidence to go, I've almost made it to the distance that I'm going to run in the race. And now I feel so much more prepared and ready for it. And I've got that in my success bank, so I can tick that off. And now it's just a matter of like preparing and maintaining the fitness and getting ready for a race that's in just under 2 weeks. So that's a huge tick in my success bank for that. But that also gives me the motivation to know I've done something hard and really recently. So when it comes to recording this video or taking the time to kind of do anything, having those things in your success bank from your history, even if it's in a different area, I think is really super helpful to kind of have you move forward. For me, another piece that I find really helpful in overcoming resistance is accountability. So sometimes saying out loud what you're going to do and sharing that with somebody else can feel like scary and can feel like you've given away a little bit of your power. But for me, I find it really empowering to know that people expect me to be at the start line of this ultra marathon, or that I'm starting to build a following and subscribers on YouTube. So I want to create another video. When it comes to my running, I think the biggest step forward that I made was by joining a local running club. A few friends had said to me for a number of years, oh, you should join this club, you should get in a running club, you should run with other people. And I kept kind of plodding along and going out on my own, and my results were really inconsistent. But for at least 2 years now, I've been part of this running club, and knowing that somebody is running on a Tuesday, a Thursday, a Saturday, and a Sunday, knowing where the start times are, knowing where the start locations are, and that there's somebody there waiting and we're all going to run together has been massively motivating for me. Even on days when it's cold and wet and dark, I still lace up my shoes and I go out and I run with the group because it's getting me to a place where I want to be. It's fulfilling my goals around running. And part of that for me is just fitness. It's not necessarily races or PBs. Well, they're nice. Ultimately, me moving as a human being is fundamental to my happiness, my well-being. It helps me be a better father, husband, and I think just a better human being all around. So having that accountability, having people that I run with, even just having my runs on Strava, like genuinely when I stop posting runs on Strava, people get in touch. I have at least 2 or 3 friends who will text me, message me, hit me up on Discord and say, hey, is everything okay? Are you injured? I haven't seen your runs on Strava. And it's just lovely to know that people are out there and care, and that we share this journey. So accountability is super helpful. So find yourself someone you can be accountable to. That could be a friend. It could be a partner in the project. Another way to build accountability for me has been to create your work as part of a group. Currently, I'm working with my close friend Paul, and we've created this collective around our music. And it's not just the 2 of us making the music. We now have Patrick who's helping us with visuals, we have Owen who's helping us with our event setup, and Zoe is helping us kind of create kind of all our creative assets and website and designs. And there's so much more energy and motivation. It's not just the 2 of us trying to get together and make music kind of sporadically, but now there's a crew of us, and we took the time to pick a date. So in 2 weeks, there's going to be a live stream of some of our music. So that's just really exciting to start to work towards that. And that's grown in momentum because everyone's bringing their own energy and drive to it. So you can find a way to find people to be accountable to. There's lots of ways to do that within specific spaces. I'm sure I'm going to come back to this topic again and again and again. Like, this is really just the start of thinking about resistance. But the number one way to get over resistance is do the thing, do the work, act now. Even if you can only make 10 minutes to do that thing, so that you're not staring at this huge unknown task. At least if you make a start, if you do 10 minutes, then you go, okay, you have a way better chance of estimating and understanding what that work is and what it looks like. Maybe what are the tools you need? What assistance you need, what help you can get, how you can delegate it, what are the ways you can work. So if you don't start, you're not going to know what you need, what's going to work for you, what's not. Sit down and try it. Everyone can carve out 10 minutes to do a little bit of work, no matter what that is. It could be putting pen to paper. It could be starting to edit. It could be pulling out your camera. It could be starting to write some music. Whatever it is you're thinking about or focusing on, or it's important to you, just start. Make the time. Tell someone you're going to do it and create a success bank. So for today, there's just 3 things that you can go and do. Think about your success bank. Think about the things that you've done in the past that you've put the energy and effort into trying to make happen. I'm sure you can think of examples of that. Secondly, find some accountability. Find a partner in crime. Talk to your partners around you. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, and let them know what you're going to do. They may be like, oh, you're crazy. Or they might be like, oh my goodness, I'm delighted to hear you saying you're going after that thing. It's so important to you. Please pursue it. And thirdly, spend 10 minutes doing your thing. You might be surprised to find out that 10 minutes turns into 2 hours and you're having the time of your life pursuing the work that is really deep and important to you. So go do it. For me, one of the things really important to my journey is walking alongside people and helping them journey into being the best version of themselves and achieving their goals. I've done it all the way through my career It's one of the reasons why I trained to be a life and business coach. Hey, thanks for taking time to watch this video. As I'm still a small channel, every subscribe, every like, every comment makes a huge difference to me and a huge difference to the algorithm. I'm already seeing that things are being ticked off and moved forward and kind of really progressed in a positive way. That gives me a real buzz, but it also really helps the algorithm to go, oh, hey, people are watching this content. Let me offer it to some more people. And that helps other people discover this and find ways in which they can grow and move forward. So please help me out by clicking the like and subscribe button, and I'll be back for more content. Hey, thanks. Have a super day.